You came for a trespassing case, so why does the courtroom itself become the crime scene? In Oregon, Christopher Jackson walks in on minor charges, trespassing under ORS 164.245, unlawful use of a weapon per ORS 166.220, resisting arrest via ORS 162.315, and within minutes his own attorney is scratched and bitten, deputies take bite marks, and a 6-year sentence for assault eclipses the original case. This shift highlights how courtrooms, as secure facilities, prioritize immediate safety over procedural continuity, educating us on the layered protections in judicial spaces. Then we move to Florida, where a sneaker meetup turns into a murder conviction on video and in testimony, and a magistrate's hallway confrontation spirals into a career-ending controversy. This isn't about headlines. It's about what happens when you defy the court's immediate power. Stick around, because the details matter. So we start where the stakes escalate without warning, when a misdemeanor becomes a battlefield. The Christopher Jackson courtroom assault. You expect a routine appearance, so why do deputies sprint when a defendant grabs a chair? The thing about this case is the docket looks simple. Christopher Jackson faced trespassing, unlawful use of a weapon, and resisting arrest stemming from being found on a private road and pulling a deputy down a 25-foot embankment while attempting to brandish a pocket knife, described in one account as a box cutter, breaching those initial charges through unauthorized entry and violent resistance. A standard hearing, a status update, maybe a scheduling discussion. The record shows what starts as ordinary can pivot fast when authority and defiance collide in a room designed for order. Legally, this educates on the fork between contempt sanctions and separate criminal filings, underscoring how violence triggers a procedural reset for institutional integrity. Let's break that down. Jackson enters the Oregon courtroom under those pending charges. There's structure here: counsel table, court staff, the judge setting ground rules. You hear the warnings about decorum. You see the posture restless, confrontational brewing at the edge of compliance. He props his feet on a desk and flips off a clerk who asks him to stop. When his mother, Julia Stickney, tries to intervene, he shoves her by the neck. Each small refusal adds friction that the camera can't soften. Then the chair lifts, breaching ORS 33.015 on contempt by willfully disrupting proceedings. First one, his mother stops him. Then another, this time he charges at the clerk. The clerk gets clear and signals to a deputy just entering. Attorney Edward Talmadge moves in to protect the clerk and ends up pinned under Jackson beneath a desk.